What's going on, guys? Sam Adams here, and today, instead of doing some kind of informative gaming video, I really just want to give kind of an open book, just a thoughts flowing kind of video about the big changes that have been going on with YouTube lately. So if you aren't caught up with the conversation or what's been going on, pretty much advertisers have been pulling out of certain kinds of content, and those certain kinds of content happen to be some of the biggest YouTubers. I know that Philly D has been affected, H3H3 Productions, a lot of other people have been affected. Personally, I haven't, because I don't tend to address controversial topics. I just really talk about video games and entertainment and stuff like that, technology, you know what's on my channel if you're here a lot. So it hasn't really impacted me, so I really haven't had any kind of thoughts towards it. But I still want to talk about it just because it's such a big change that's going on with YouTube right now. One of my biggest issues with what's been going on here is that it's affecting me as an audience member, and I'm sure that it is affecting you guys as well, because there's kind of a contrast between what a YouTuber actually thinks, and then they have to continue making their sponsored content, and of course this varies depending on what kind of channels you're subscribed to. You know, if you just watch dog videos daily or whatever it is, I don't even know if that's a thing, probably is, then you're not really going to see that kind of thing. But if you watch thought-provoking content, if you have personalities in your YouTube sub box, then you've probably noticed that you'll have somebody complaining about the YouTube changes, you'll have somebody giving their thoughts about them making less revenue, perhaps their income is going down and they're asking you for Patreon. And then right alongside of that, you'll have something like a Japanese food unboxing, or a Loot Crate unboxing, or something where they're acting like they're having a really good time and they're still having to put on this show. But the thing is that with the real content, that's what I call it, the real content, you get a glimpse behind that facade that we all put on, because there have been many times, many times, where I've been wanting to make content for the channel, and I don't feel like doing it, to be quite honest with you. There have been times where I don't want to make episodes of The Drop. There have been times where I don't feel like talking about stuff, mainly because it doesn't get any kind of real reception. You know, I have a really tight-knit group of people that watches my content, and it has been growing steadily, and I'm very, very thankful for that. But for the amount of content that I put out and the amount of effort that I put into it, it can be frustrating, and it can kill the vibe that I've got going on. And so there have been many times where I don't want to make stuff, but I put on a face, I put on this facade, this mask that I actually am really passionate about what I'm doing, even though I'm just kind of grinding through it. And that's exactly what I'm seeing on a lot of other big channels out there. And by big, I'm talking big. Like whenever H3H3 is making videos, you know that there's stuff going on in Ethan and Hila's life behind the scenes that he's just not showing us, but he's continuing to make that content, and that's just part of being a professional about the whole thing. Now, it is worth mentioning that I have never considered YouTube a full-time job. I don't get much of anything in monetary return from what I do. I'm just passionate about making content, which is why I have continued to do it year after year, week after week with The Drop and on the topic of it. And I just love making content for people to watch and to see myself grow as a content creator over time, because I give my ability to speak in public and my ability to really present something, I give all of that completely back to YouTube and say that without this site, I would never be the kind of speaker that I am today. It just wouldn't have happened, because with YouTube it really did break me out of my shell, I guess, because then I finally figured out how to communicate, and that's mainly the reason I went to school for communications, which I am in right now, and I'm getting ready to be a junior in college with a major in communications and a minor in journalism, and I give all of that credit to YouTube. Which brings me to another big point that I want to make. I would say people between the ages of 18 and 26, and even younger than that now, we are all kind of infatuated with YouTube, or at least I was from a very young age, and very young in my opinion would be 10, 11, 12, somewhere around there. And so those are the very formative years where you decide what you want to do with your life. If you're a dog lover, there's a high chance you're going to be a veterinarian. If you're somebody that loves Walmart, there's a high chance you'll want to be a Walmart. You know what I'm saying? That's where you form what you want to be whenever you grow up. And so with us watching YouTube so much, it just makes sense that I wanted to be a YouTuber, which not necessarily like a YouTuber like PewDiePie or something along those lines. Sorry, I just got in the shower, play with my hair. Just keep watching. Not that I want to be PewDiePie, but just somebody who makes content. And that is kind of how I shaped my entire choice for what I wanted to major in college. And now it seems like the ad revenue is going away. Even if some content isn't controversial, it just seems like YouTube is losing its credibility and therefore its ability to really provide a steady income for people that want to do that for a living. Not saying that I'm locked down to doing YouTube for a living. I'm just saying that a lot of people are, and for a lot of people, this little situation we've got going on right here is a huge dream crusher, and that's what it comes down to. Now, there are other sites like Twitch, there are other sites like Twitter where you can upload videos. You've got Stream.me, you've got Beam, you've got Patreon. Patreon is a big, big thing. If you have a content creator out there that is complaining about not getting enough income, consider, donating whatever you want per month. I don't know, I don't have a Patreon. If you feel like doing that, you do you, boo-boo. God, did I just say that? But my point here is that YouTube is very much so changing, and it's very quickly becoming something that is not feasibly a big source of main income for everyone. Now, that's not saying that it's not going to be a main source of income for a lot of people. The biggest YouTubers and those that are in close affiliation with YouTube itself are going to be able to continue making content and continue living off of that. But for those that have, I would say, less than 500,000 subscribers, that dream of being able to completely and totally do YouTube full time is dwindling very, very quickly. And it's kind of concerning for somebody like me that has less than 1,000 subscribers, because quite honestly, I doubt that I will ever get to the point where I can do this full time. But I guarantee you it's always going to be a passion of mine. That brings me to my final point, the passion behind it. Those that are continuing to do YouTube right now in the midst of all this chaos are the ones that are completely and totally passionate about it. And Boogie2988, if you follow my channel, you know that I look up to the guy a lot. And a couple of weeks back, a couple of days ago, something like that, he tweeted and said, those that survive and continue making content through this specific time in YouTube's life cycle will become the next big stars. Now, I'm not expecting my perseverance to immediately become a reward of being famous on YouTube. I'm not saying that's going to happen at all, but what I am saying is that this little rough spot that we're all going through right here is 100% improving the perseverance, improving the passion of the content creators out there, and those that continue making content on a daily, weekly, even monthly basis, whatever your schedule might be, you guys are the real MVPs out there right now. So it's just something to think about. If you enjoyed the video, drop me a like down below, share it on Twitter, Facebook, whatever you want to share it on. I would greatly appreciate that, because it seems like shares are the best way to get the name out there. And if you happen to be new here, this is not my standard kind of content, but it is something I felt very passionate about making. So be sure to head over there, check out some of my other videos. But as for right now, I want to thank each and every one of you guys for watching this dude with screwed up hair that just got out of the shower talk for like 5 minutes or whatever. I will talk to you soon. Peace.